All right, welcome to the Remote Coaches podcast for personal trainers, health and fitness coaches who want to coach online clients. Today, we're going to be diving into an actual very in-depth topic. We're going to be actually sharing some screens here today. So if you're with us in the Facebook group, this is going to be perfect for you. But we're going to dive into how we build email lists and nurture leads through our coaching company. And I'm also joined by a special guest today. So I've got my business partner here, Dave Crawford, and really the genius behind our systems and operations. So he's going to be on this live call with us today on this podcast, going through everything step by step, piece by piece. So I hope you're all excited to actually learn something today that you can implement in your business. So if you're looking to generate a second source of income or even a full-time income actually coaching clients online, while also delivering world-class service, we're going to share with you what's worked for us and also what's worked for our clients as well. And if you're listening to the recording on the podcast platform and you want to be here with us live inside the Remote Coaches Facebook group, just click the link in the episode notes and you can access the group or search Remote Coaches on Facebook. Both are going to lead you to the group. And we actually drop extra content inside the group every single week. So it's worth being inside the group so you don't miss out on any of that goodness that's going to help you with building your online business. So super grateful to be here. And let's dive into it. Let's get into really the topic that we want to share with you today. DC, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Okay, so the first thing we do is we actually come up with something we know that our audience wants. So essentially, we want to address one of their biggest business problems they're having right now. So whether that's generating leads, signing clients, or what software to use.
Exactly. And so think about this yourselves, guys. We're going to explain our process, but think about your audience too. So, like Dave said, we figure out a problem that our audience wants to solve. And then what we do is we go ahead and we solve that problem in some way. So we actually prepare either a video training, maybe 15 or 30 minutes long, or maybe like a 6 or 8 page document, a PDF, a guide, sometimes even both. So sometimes we actually do a video and a guide together because we're super generous to solve typically what's bugging people when it comes to building their business. So I really want you to think about your audience and what is a problem or something that you can address for them that would make it compelling for them to maybe be interested in what it is that you have to share. Do you see?
Yeah, so then once you've got that resource, so you've got that PDF or you've got that video or even both, you then want to package that up. So what you want to do is create a landing page or what's also called in the marketing world a funnel. So what we do is we use one of our pre-made and tested templates and we create a landing page outlining that problem that we're going to solve because we want people to go to that landing page and then go through it. I'm going to dive into that a little bit more now.
Yeah, so I'm just going to share my screen so people can actually see this landing page and what it looks like in terms of like how this is structured, what we've got on here. So you'll see, and if you're in the Facebook group, just let us know that you can actually see this screen share. Dave, I'm guessing you can see it on your side.
Yep, I can see it.
Awesome. So you'll see at the top here, guys, we've got personal trainers, essentially like who it's for. And then we've got a headline and a promise. So like a headline and a promise. And then we've got some what we call social proof. Okay, some basically proof that other people are opting in for this thing, and we're showing that there is demand for this thing too. That also makes it compelling. Again, we're behind the scenes now of what we do, and maybe you've been through one of these pages. We're revealing everything to you right now because we really want to help you with building your business too. And then what we do is over here, if everyone can see this highlight here, we've got here's what you'll learn. And we identify 5 really main points that we cover inside the training or the resource. And then we build that into the landing page too, and to really make it compelling for someone to actually give us their info, their name, their email. And actually, we'll go a little bit further with this and we'll show you what we do next. After this sort of like setup that you see here in front of us. So Dave, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Yeah, so the next thing we do, obviously, we've got that landing page, we've gone through that. We actually use social media to gain interest. So, Alex, this is kind of where your expertise comes in. And I know, obviously, you do a lot of this for our landing pages, but you create a series of social media posts really promoting, um, you know, why people should come to this landing page and obviously get this resource. So we send out a lot of different posts out to the audience, and obviously we ask them, to go through to that page, and if they want to learn more. Too, I think we've got an example of a post, Alex.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to share a post, actually, an example, so you can see from social media how we're taking that attention and we're driving it to the landing page. So I'm just going to share my screen again. And this could just be like a simple written post. Okay. So it could be a simple written post, could be a video, it could be a variety of things that you do. But I'm going to share this post specifically in terms of what we did to promote that page that you just saw. So you'll see here, this was on my personal profile. We've got a graphic here. So I'm just going to be quite descriptive for anyone listening back on the audio version. So we've got a graphic here that says 82,000 views as a headline. And then in the text, I'm basically teasing out the strategy of generating huge organic reach and turning that organic reach into potential leads and potential clients. And if you want to learn more about this thing, this strategy, then comment on my post so I know you're interested, and then we'll send you over the details. So you'll see down below here, I've asked people to just comment send in the comments below if they actually want this resource, this training, this thing that we've created. And then you'll see down below, there's comments here from Vinny, from Mita, from Carlos, from Andy, from Kevin, some of you guys that are already in the group. And this just tells us that you're interested. And then with that interest, we can then follow up and we can send you essentially a message. And so the message that we send next is essentially what Dave's going to cover. And I'll do a bit of a screen share whilst you just talk over this next step, and I'll get the message ready in terms of what we send out.
Yeah, so everyone that comments, what we do is then we follow up manually, and we follow up and in the DMs, and we send that landing page, so that direct link to that landing page, because we want people to go over to that landing page and learn more about what they're going to get. So they've raised their hand, they've shown interest, and then we send them that link straight over to the landing page. So we can show you an example message. Alex will pull that up. It's quite simple. It's just a nice, simple message with the link, so that they can, they can opt in and go over to that landing page.
So guys, hopefully you can see this. I know we're dipping in and out of screen sharing right now, but you'll see here, I've just sent this to Dave for training purposes, so you can see what this looks like. But we sent this out to everyone who showed interest, and the message said, hey Dave, here's the guide on how to get 82,000 views on your content. And then we sent them a link, and then we asked the question, does that open okay for you? Just to make sure that they got access to the link and it opened okay. And then they're going to be taken to that landing page that we showed you. So they're going to be taken to the landing page that we showed you a minute ago. I'm just going to go back to that landing page so you can kind of see full circle where we're taking people. So if I pull up my other tab, for anyone listening back on the audio version, I'm basically going to open up the funnel where people get to opt in with their details. So if I go here and I select the landing page, which is this, that link is going to take them here, which we showed you previously. So it's going to take them to the landing page to opt in and provide their details. Is this all making sense so far for everyone that's watching in the group? Just let us know in the comments. If you've got specific questions, let us know. If you're listening on the podcast, just give us a mental nod that this is all making sense so far. We're about halfway through this strategy. So about halfway through this strategy. What we do next is we collect the contact info, okay? So right now, our best converting page gets about 60% of people who see it entering their details, because not everyone resonates with the offer, with the landing page, etc. So about 50% of people who actually get sent the link and see the page that I was just on, locked in. And I want to show you guys what happens next. So I'll show you guys what happens next when someone opts in to the page, because then it will make sense. Okay, so we're showing you this in real time. So if you click get access on the funnel, on the landing page, let's just put in my info. Let's put in my email address and hit get access. Then essentially that's going to then open up the next page. And at that point, we've got the contact info, we've got the email, and that's now in our system, our clientware system that manages the leads. Is that all making sense to everyone? Okay, so we've collected the info and now we have that email address, and we're going to do something with that email address in just 1 second. DC, do you want to explain to people what's happening next? So we've just clicked into that page. What is happening next once they click into that page?
So obviously we give them what they want. So we provide the audience what they want and what they've opted in for, because when it comes to landing pages, obviously we're asking for a name, we're asking for an email. So we have to give them something compelling, what we offered, what we put on that landing page to make them opt in. So we give them their training. And then from there, it goes on to the next phase. So just to recap, we've created a post. From that post, we've then sent them a message. In that message, they've then gone to the landing page. They've opted in for the resource that they want. And now we've got a few more steps to go through.
So you'll see actually now on your screen that there's the landing page, right, where the training is. So we like to actually provide people these days with a video training. So when someone opts in to one of our funnels, they'll land on a page like this where there's a video training. And I'll just play it. There might be a little bit of feedback of me speaking on the training, but I'll just push pause once it does come through. So you can see right now, it's me in the right-hand corner, and I've got a Word document in front of me, and I'm basically going to walk through the training with anyone that's opted in for this. And so this will be super high value. There'll be specific steps to execute, and essentially it's solving a small problem that our audience is facing. And this particular problem is about getting leads. Now, there's many ways of getting leads. So this is not the entire solution. It's part of the solution. It's one solution of many. But I spend probably about 16 minutes diving into this strategy, talking about a case study with a client and how she was able to get, I think, about 150 to 300 leads off the back of 600 likes, etc., following this process. And so we're actually giving a tremendous amount of value, and that's a really key thing within this process. So hopefully that makes sense so far. The next thing we do, once we've given them a training and we've given them a resource, we use what we call a soft offer, okay? So we use what we call a soft offer. Again, we're dipping in and out of screens right here, but I'm going to show you what the soft offer looks like, just so people understand what we've put on our landing pages. And we've played around with various different things. We've played around with call booking offers, etc. And this is kind of like a happy medium that we've found works best for us. And so this is what we've got on our page. So underneath the training, there's your next steps. And if someone wanted to learn more about the Remote Coaches Academy, and they've listened to this training and they're like, wow, this is great. I want some more. I want to see what it would be like maybe working with you guys. Then they can click on this button here. And if they click on this button here, it's going to open up another page, which is another funnel that we built inside our clientware system, which goes in to detail about what we do, how it all works, what's the investment, and then there's an application process down below. So if someone wanted to actually apply to work with us, then they could do that right at the bottom. So we're giving people who are ready to get help with growing their online coaching business the opportunity at this stage to be able to jump on a call after filling out an application here. Okay. And so we're catering to those people in the audience who are ready to not just consume more free content and piece things together, but to cater to the audience of people who want a step-by-step ABC process of building a business, and they're really serious about building it and they want some dedicated support in doing that. Is this all making sense so far, guys? If it is, let us know down in the comments below. I can see quite a few of you are here live with us on the call. If you're watching live, let us know. And if you're watching this back later, drop replay down in the comments. Dave, I think you're going to hit the next point that we are going to cover. This is where it gets a little bit more technical. And actually, I don't want to overwhelm anyone in the audience. If you're just getting started online, we don't teach this to brand new online coaches. We teach this to coaches who have been with us for maybe 6 months or more, who are ready to get a little bit more technical with their processes, with their systems, automating their lead nurture. So don't feel like you need to have this stuff in place, or don't feel like this is what we give you from day one. If you work with us, we make it way simpler than this, but we're just showing you what is possible when it comes to nurturing and how we do it in our business at a high level. Make sense? So Dave, just hit the next one and then I'll pull up some things on my screen.
Yeah, so this is actually probably my favorite part of the process. And this is where we can like fully automate the lead nurture. So after the contact hits the landing page and they enter their name and email, we can then take that information and add it into what we've created as a 12-step email automation sequence. So that gets started in the background, because we know, like, as someone comes into our funnel, there's a few touch points. So they've seen us on Facebook, they've hit the funnel, they've got the resource, but it doesn't stop there. We need way more touch points to really warm up that audience. So inside those 12 emails, there'll be more trainings, there'll be more resources, there'll be client testimonials, and then multiple conversation starters and offers. So Alex is going to pull up the example and really just want to show you behind the scenes how this works. And I've used loads and loads of different pieces of software, but I've built out the ClientWare system for coaches, and we really tried to keep it simple. And I love the workflow style of automations, how we build it in ClientWare. So I'm sure you can agree, Alex, like you've used other software, and building these automations seems a lot easier.
Very, very easy. And once it's set up, it's good to go. And this is how you're able to nurture hundreds of people at a time. Once you've built the system, like, you don't need to worry, it's going to be taken care of on the back end. And so we have captured the audience. We are now able to nurture the audience and then just take them through a nurturing sequence. And I'm literally just showing you behind the scenes, under the hood, inside of our software here and our process. And maybe you've been through our process. Maybe you've opted in for something and you've maybe received emails from us or whatever. And so you should be familiar with this anyway. And so this is what it looks like under the hood, so to speak. You've opted into that funnel, and then you get hit with an email straight away. And this email is just to say that we're glad you opted in for the training to get views on your content. And we give you a link to go back to the training if that page disappeared. We give you the documents. We've hyperlinked that in the email. And then also we've said here at the end of the email, look out for tomorrow's email. I've got some more things to share with you. And so right now we've managed the expectations. We provided what we said we would. And we're actually going to take you now into our master list. So we have many different lead magnets, many different ways of capturing attention and building our list. And then that list then actually goes into a master list. Okay, and this master list is the big nurture sequence that Dave was talking about. And this is all automated. Okay, and we've got people going through this right now. So you can see here, it says 3 there, 8 there, 5 there. Let's scroll down, 17, 16, 8.
Not changed.
Okay, is it not sharing? Okay,
No,
cool. What I'll do is I'll just stop and then I'll select the actual screen that I'm talking about. Appreciate you letting me know, Dave. So if I go into this one, you guys should be able to see this. Can you see this now, Dave?
Yep.
So once you've received the original email that I just showed you from us, you're going to go into this fully built out email sequence, and there's all these people going through it: 9, 17, 16, 8, 10, 10. So there's probably hundreds of people going through this sequence right now. And essentially, this is a sequence of emails like Dave described, where we just want to give. We just want to provide value. We just want to show you the things that we know. And there's going to be some soft offers in there as well to maybe have a conversation, maybe to get some more personalized help, etc. I'm going to show you some of these emails just behind the scenes of what we're doing. And so this one is really to give you some more value. So this particular email, the second one, is directing you to basically some more value, another training that we've got, and it's a video inside our Remote Coaches Facebook group. So the next email that we've got here is essentially another training that I did with Andy Vincent, which is Dave Crawford's current fitness coach. I believe you're still working with him. Is that right, Dave?
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool. So Dave is working with a particular coach. I interviewed him on our podcast, and that's a live training there that's linked into the email sequence. And then also there's another podcast offer here. So you can see that we're providing a lot of free value up front. Okay. So it's value, insights, trainings, resources, like things that we can help you with. And then as we go a little bit further through this process, then there's going to be some more soft offers to look at our program, to look at how we help trainers and coaches on a deeper level. If someone wants like specific steps, if they've had enough free content, and there's going to be multiple opportunities there for us to start conversations and help those people who want that additional help. And so once we've taken people through the sequence, that process is really just taking care of itself. We just sit back, we get back to coaching clients, creating other pieces of content, and we just let our nurturing sequence do its thing. And then what we do with that nurturing sequence and that lead magnet, Dave's going to explain what we do next, because we can also do something else with it, the lead magnet and the resource that we've created. Do you want to explain that process, Dave?
Yeah. So, I mean, one thing to just touch back on is obviously once you've got this process, you can repeat it again. All you need to do is use that landing page, duplicate it, and then change it out. So create a new training, because, you know, like Alex mentioned earlier in this live, like not all offers are going to resonate with that audience. So we've done multiple different ones, from lead generation to designing your online program to how to get more engagement. There's many different topics you can cover. So what we tend to do is repeat the process again, do a post, build the landing page, send them through, and build our email list that way. So again, once you have that framework to work with, it's really easy to kind of rinse and repeat. But once we have a lot of these different landing pages and offers, we then make these landing pages discoverable everywhere. So we tend to sprinkle landing page links across all our social media accounts, so people can find them. So Alex, I think you've got a link tree on your Instagram. I've got them on my Facebook profile. You've got them in the Facebook group. Alex has got his link tree up here, so he can just dive into kind of the different links he's got there.
Yeah, so this is basically a free app that people can use. I pay for a paid version, but essentially this allows us to host those landing pages that you saw, those funnels. So the one that we just discussed was generate online leads with a tiny audience. If I click on that, for example, I don't know if that's going to share, but essentially that opens up another page, which is the funnel that we've been talking about this whole podcast. But on this page, we can have obviously multiple offers and multiple links to multiple pages that we've got. And so when we create a really good lead magnet and a really good funnel and it works, then we essentially make it an evergreen funnel that people can access just through our links on our social media. And so people stumble across these funnels, they opt in, they go into our email sequence, and our email list is just growing every single day with new people who are opting in for all this free value that we're providing. And this is all taken care of now, you know, like this just operates independently of us. People can find these links, they can opt into the email list, and they're going to get nurtured for 2 weeks without us even remembering that we set it up, because it's that simple. You know, once the work has been done, people are just then being nurtured on autopilot with this process. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to summarize what we've just covered, because I know we've covered a lot when it comes to our process. But essentially, the first thing we do is we come up with something that our audience wants, and we spend some time creating a training, a resource to solve that problem. Then we create a landing page to actually make it compelling to access that solution. And then we use our social media platforms to then gain interest, get people to raise their hands. And then we create a quick message follow up, drive people to the landing page with the links that we've sent out, and then we capture contact info. From there, we provide the audience with the training, the resource, the PDF, whatever it is. We make a soft offer on that funnel, on that landing page, to get some more support and some help. We fully automate the nurture sequence on the back end with emails, and then we repeat this entire process like over and over again. And then we make our landing pages discoverable so people can find it on social media. So hopefully that gives you a bit of insight as to how we run and operate our email lists and build them and nurture people. And I just want to caveat, just to be safe again, that this is a little bit more advanced. I don't want you to feel like you need this from day one if you're just getting started. We don't touch any of this stuff if you're just beginning online. Typically, you won't use any software, any tech really, to actually start getting your first few clients. This is later down the road, 6 months in, maybe longer. Some of our clients that have been with us for about 5 or 6 months are now using our clientware system to build their landing page, to set up their email list, etc. They've been doing it for 6 months. And so don't feel like you need all this fancy stuff to get started. We're just showing you the possibilities of what you can do when you've got the right infrastructure in place. So hopefully everyone found this valuable. And if you wanted to learn our full step-by-step process for building an online coaching business, then feel free to drop me personally a message on social media with the word online, and we can chat further about the next steps and about what we do and how we can help. And we just want to see everyone in this group do really well online. Appreciate you all for coming. Dave, appreciate you taking time out your busy day to come to the call and actually share some stuff with the guys today. We'll be signing out, and we'll see you all soon. Take care.